Good morning, it's Colette. I thought I would walk and talk. Hopefully this isn't too, the camera's not moving too much for you guys. So I'd love to get feedback on if you guys like my walk and talk. So we're going to talk about this morning. I thought it'd be perfect timing since I was out walking after my workout. I was actually planning to walk earlier, but out walking after my workout. I like to take breaks in between working, and then I got my workout in pretty early. So I want to talk a little bit about stress, mindset, working out, and weight loss. First of all, I want to mention, isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty outside? Gosh, it looks fall is begun. I want to mention something, which is if your hormone levels are super low, specifically your progesterone, which is your calming hormone, it is going to be super challenging to get your body to stay in a calm state without supplementation. There are ways to do it. I've worked with quite a few women because there's 4 different ways to balance or restore your hormone levels. And so I worked with quite a few women who have not done bioidentical. So I can work with you wherever you are and help you get to the point where you're feeling amazing and your energy's back and those unwanted symptoms are gone and you've restored your levels and all of that. But you have to restore, the progesterone has to come back at some point. There's other ways you can do it. Do it through exercise, things like that. But then you have to test and see where your numbers are to see where things are to prevent future health problems. But let's get a little bit to what we were going to talk about today, which is stress, mindset, all of that, weight loss. Now, it's no mistake that in my course, I have a course with over 50 videos, group coaching, one-on-one to help you with basically going into aging feeling fantastic, preventing future health diseases, restoring your hormone levels, and teaching you what to do about your gut issues. So there's education plus group coaching support plus some one-on-one. So if that sounds like something you need now, to have that education, to have that support, to really know what to do, plus know how to do it, and then be able to create the right habits, the right lifestyle hacks, all of those things, then reach out to me or comment below and I'll make sure I get you information on that. Because I am doing some savings right now, special pricing, because I'm continuing to produce videos so people that come in early, like I'm giving them a founder's rate. So if that's something for you and that's something you want, let me know. Many times when people work with me one-on-one, I do share a couple videos. This is more of intense videos. So it's for someone that's a self-starter, wants to learn on their own and has some support too. If you don't have the right mindset, then, and your mindset is focused on negativity, on the cup being half full, on the fact that you can't do things, then get with me so that I can help you feel like you can. That's what this program helps with, that type of thing as well, even people that are ready. But when your mindset is stuck, so you're stuck in more of, hi Julie, a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, that is going to negatively impact your waistline. And things are a little bit more sensitive these days. Sorry, let me try to switch this. Okay. Things are a little bit more sensitive in your body these days once you get past basically 40s or in 40s, let's say. So we know at like 40 is, at 40 years old, you're getting about a 1% bone loss a year. Okay. At 30, you're getting a 1% muscle loss a year. So you guys have heard me say I'm 53, so that's 13%. So you have to do something to counteract that. But it's not enough just to work out. In fact, if you're working out too much, you could be creating more cortisol, more stress in the body, and you could be gaining more weight, especially in the waistline. The waistline is really telling because that tells me a lot about where you are and in your health status, where your hormones might be. And there's a lot of different reasons you're gaining in your waistline, but you don't have to. Okay, so that's something you don't have to do. You don't have to be putting on extra pounds. But the biggest thing is to focus on being healthy. So focus on being healthy. And if you are feeling kind of anxious or feeling stressed, one of the first things is to look at your hormone levels and run a Dutch test, which is basically like 3 to 4 P's on a piece of paper. And then we just look at the results. So we know what your levels look like. Without information, it's going to be very difficult to fix things. I mean, you can guess trying, but it's good to be able to fix that. When your hormone levels are off, it's also going to be hard to lose weight. And again, there's 4 different ways you can balance them, which is what I teach. It really depends on up to you. I can support you any way you want to look at that. When you are dealing with stress, that impacts what's called your HPA axis, which is your hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal. Trying not to get too scientific, but that axis impacts everything. So it's almost like it's at the center and there's spokes coming out, and each spoke is like the endocrine system, your reproductive system, your metabolism, your nervous system, your immune system. So stress will impact all of that, especially as you age. Our bodies are a little bit more prone to reacting from stress. Too much working out, too much sedentary lifestyle. It's that combination that's key. But if your system is not, like your thyroid is off, which thyroid is a hormone, and your hormones are off, then there's probably going to be a weight issue. If by chance you're also stressed out a lot, there's probably going to be a weight issue. And working out extra because you're stressed as you start aging in your 40s and beyond is not a great way to get your health back on track. Actually, it's a sure way to potentially burn out your adrenals. So that's important to be aware of, to say, how much should I be working out? Am I exhausted today that I'm not recovering? I have a lot of clients that I work with that are in great shape. They work out a lot, but they ended up with health issues. One of them ended up with mold, which you guys know is one of my specialties, because mold is behind just a lot of health issues that people chase with diagnosis, and mold was the root cause the whole time, and they chase a diagnosis. So that's why I help people, because I've been down that road. But mold will wreck your hormones. It will put tiny tears in your gut lining, so you could have gut issues, SIBO, candida, all kinds of digestion issues. So it's always good to be aware of that. But without the right mindset and understanding that, hey, even though I worked out a ton, my body right now cannot handle it. I had a client who works out a lot, and we had to take down her workouts temporarily while her body healed. And so I taught her how to have the right mindset so she was okay with that, versus let's push through. You know, those are the types of things we can do when we're younger. Hopefully it's not loud. Those are the kinds of things we can do when we're younger. But as we get older, our body can't do that. Okay? Our body's not able to be okay pushing through, be okay staying up late. I mean, I think we're all guilty of that, right? Staying up a little too late. Our body does not recover. Do you ever feel like foggy brain? Do you feel more stressed if you've been up too late? You feel like memory is an issue too. That's very common because we're not able to rebound the way that we used to rebound. And if you're staying up too late, that's also going to be difficult to lose weight. So there's a lot of factors that play a part when you're dealing with weight, but the key is to be healthy. If you're just losing weight because you're not eating enough, well, if you don't have enough protein in your diet, especially as you're aging, that can impact your muscles, it can impact your bones, and it can impact your hormones. You have to have a really high level of protein in your diet as you age, a lot higher than you probably would think. And if that's something you want to focus on is, hey, am I eating enough? And that's the other thing. If you're not eating enough, you're going to actually be gaining weight. Again, our bodies are very different. I joke about the fact that I think we should have had doctors for when we got older, special doctors for 40 and above. And I get that we have gerontologists, but it's not the same thing. Doctors who are aware of hormones, doctors who are aware of what to do instead of putting people on an antidepressant, anti-anxiety, because that could be a gut issue. Anxiety is very commonly linked to gut issues. Anxiety is also commonly linked to hormone issues. So it really depends on what's going on in your body so that you can figure out what is it that you need to do to get to the next level. If this is resonating with you and you need help, reach out, because I have my hormone program. And I also have one-on-one consultations where we can start looking at your hormone levels. We can start making sure that your body is where it needs to be. We can address any kind of health concerns you have, any new diagnosis or any gut issues, because if your gut is off and you're on bioidentical, that's not a good combination, because you need to be able to methylate and get rid of your extra estrogen so that it doesn't bind to the DNA and cause problems. So there seems so complex, but I can actually simplify it for you to understand that there's a lot of factors that go into keeping your weight down. And it's a different game as you get older. And understand that that's okay. Changing your mindset to say, hey, that's okay. I just need to understand my body better. And that's what I do. I teach you to understand your body. That's what I do in my course. That's what I do with clients. My course, I have over 40 videos and group coaching and one-on-ones so that you understand, especially if you decide to do bioidentical, I give you names of doctors, but you also understand what to ask for going in, because not everything is created equally. In fact, some of the bioidenticals that some of my clients were thinking about, after learning more about them, they're like, no, I don't think I want to do that because it's a little bit more risky. So understanding the pros, the cons of every possible option, and then just being educated what you can do so that you get your waistline back intact. I had somebody that came to me recently that was dealing with bone loss and weight issues that we're addressing. Somebody with mold, somebody dealing with Crohn's, that we actually got her, she's working out. Oh my gosh, she's working out regularly and plays tennis for 2 to 3 hours 3 times a week now, and she could barely get out of bed when she came to see me. Somebody who's recently, actually a lot of diagnosis and not recovering well after knee surgery, and she's in her 50s and I started getting involved to help her figure that out. So oftentimes, if you're dealing with a number of different things and stress is playing a part, I can even educate you what kinds of tests that you can be talking to your doctor about. Maybe you don't know, what should I be looking at if my body just isn't budging? What kinds of things beyond my mindset, beyond my exercise? So if you have everything else dialed in, that's also a great time to talk, to figure out what is this root cause, what is really happening in your body. Because chasing diagnosis, chasing the next health condition, chasing the fact that you're exhausted, even though you're working out, That is the first thing I would be addressing, saying, why are you exhausted? We've all accepted that stress plays a part and that we're going to be tired as we age, and we don't have to be. In fact, we don't have to be stressed out either. So there's a lot of stress management tools and techniques that we can put in place so that your weight can stay intact, your waistline can stay intact, your body can start building again, and you can prevent that bone loss and those hip fractures. Here's the other thing I will tell you about is that as you age, you can be in fantastic shape and you can fall and still fracture a hip, because it's not just about cardio anymore. It's about other things and making sure that certain estrogens are in the right place to protect your body as you age. And again, stress plays a part because it depletes you of your B vitamins, which is what's needed. It's one of the critical nutrients that's needing for hormone support. Optimal hormone support is a B vitamin, along with a lot of other vitamins like C and zinc and other things as well. But and magnesium, and those are two that are depleted when you're under stress. So stress is going to have a huge impact. And if you're not able to manage your stress well, let's chat. Let's get you into one of my programs. Let's get some one-on-one, some group coaching, whatever you feel would work for you, so that you can manage your stress so it doesn't impact the rest of your body and doesn't have negative implications. Plus, you want to feel better, even if you're under stress. So, hope you've enjoyed this. I'd love to know what your takeaway is. And if you want more information